and in our next session I'll walk through the system. Okay. So how do we define a rule? We discussed even in last session. Action and permission.
You want me to tell the wrong?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is a rule?
Rule is basically based on the rule is actually based on the depends upon the functions of the risk, like but as per the business process, whatever the business process, we need to define the functions and need to find out what are the risks. Based on those risk combinations, the rules are going to be get generated.
Yeah. So from system perspective, rule is like first we have to find function, then incorporate that. Then post that will map to the risk. Rule will get generated. Okay. So here. We have certain types of risks. What are those?
Like a SOD, critical risk and critical permission. Critical action.
Okay, SOD risk. Okay, how many functions this accommodate? SOD risk. Critical action, and what is the next?
Critical permissions.
Yeah. That's fine. So how many functions does SOD risk accommodate?
What is that, Ram?
What is SOD risk?
So, are you asking what is SOD risk?
Coming to in terms of GRC. Yes.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I confused. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm asking how do you define SOD risk in terms of systems?
It's basically SOD risk is depends in the segregation of duties based on the risk, like based on the conflicting functions, like So if a function 1 is if a combination of function 1 and function 2 is a risk, then that's a SOD. So based on the basically either a transaction code level or maybe like a very even maybe object level, like in the permissions. So depends on that risk is going to be defined. Yeah, that's it.
What the risk of generate a risk so that it will generate F1 and F1. So the combination of both function 1 and function 2 the SOD risk. Okay. So how many maximum number of functions can a risk accommodate?
How many maximum number of?
In terms of system, by default we give function 1 and function 2 is a SOD risk, right?
Yeah.
So what is the maximum number of functions does a risk accommodate as per standard SAP?
What is the, can you repeat slowly question?
See, to activate SOD risk, how do we define in the system? First we define functions, right? Like function 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is. Okay. So in terms of SOD risk, okay. So we map either of the functions, whatever function is makes a conflict, that we map, like F1 function 1 with function 2 or function 1 with function 3. We define risks. Okay. So here we are discussing about only two different functions. Okay. So in terms of SOD risk, what is the maximum number of functions it accommodates? Now we are discussing about only function 1 and function 2. Say for example we have function 1, function 10. So can SOD risk accommodates 10 functions?
Yeah, in this moment, right now, at the present moment, the present document which you wrote in column E F1 and column F is F2. So right now you define only two functions which is conflicting. So there is only one risk. So there is only one risk at this moment.
Right now there is only one risk defined with a combination of two functions, that is function 1 and function 2. Okay.
Correct.
So in terms of GRC, what are the maximum number of functions does it accommodate? Does it accommodate only 2 or 3 or 4? How many?
It may be more than thousands, more than even maybe hundreds of thousands functions.
No, one risk. No, in terms of one single risk, one single SOD risk, how many functions we can map?
Okay. No, it's a combination. It's all up to us how many, whatever we want doing, right? Maybe sometimes same those F1, F3, F4. You can combine them and make a group. You know. So those are all things comes in the under the one group. So let's suppose there is F3, F4, F5.
So in SAP,
yeah,
it supports 5 functions, five various functions.
That's it.
Okay, not more than 5. Okay. So generally we used to give only 2, that is F1 and F2, vendor master maintenance and payments. And depends on business scenarios. Again, we can map 3 more functions, conflicting for one risk.
Yeah, and if you give 5
and coming to,
if you give 5 functions at a time, and we may lose some kind of clarity, right? So when risk arises, because we like put a lot of actions inside each function.
No.
I have seen most of things like
that's a bit, but we don't feel much. That is, it's a minimum, risk, or if the business process is accommodating only some standard scenarios, because I defined a certain amount of functions, for one risk. That's the max. I did for 4 and even 5 functions also we map. That too, there are certain modules like treasury in terms of finance and also DMS, document management system. There are specific modules where business requires 5 functions to map to be incorporated to one risk.
So Ram, if just correct me if I am wrong. So you mean to say maximum we can map 5 functions together for one risk, for the same risk?
Correct. Correct. For what SOD risk?
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So coming to critical action. In terms of system.
You were asking something, Madan?
Yeah, I am.
Sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Are you asking now something?
Madan is the one.
Yeah.
Who is our friend? See, now we discussed about SOD risk. How many risks does it accumulate in terms of system point of view? Okay. Coming to critical action, functions does it accommodate? Critical action is one of the risk type. Okay. So how many functions do we map?
To whom?
For critical action risk.
Oh, okay.
Critical action is one of the risk type. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So how many functions in terms of system point of view, how many functions we can map to a critical action risk?
Each function is a critical.
That is, critical action risk is, like we incorporate all the critical transactions in one function. That is, the risk supports only one single combination of functions. Okay. Like we can make F10. F10 is one of the function where we map all critical related T codes here. Okay. So you can once you generate a rule, okay. So one function can incorporate to this risk, and it will allow you to generate rule. Okay. So in terms of SOD risk, if you map one single function, system will not allow to generate a rule unless or until you give minimum 2. 1 plus 1, 2 functions you have to map.
So, Madan, so Ram, you are telling we can make it basically F10 critical action such as F10 critical action and give all the transactions code in F10? What does it mean?
Correct.
Because
all the critical T codes.
You are grouping all the critical T codes in the one critical action of risk.
Correct.
Risk related to critical action such as F10.
Right.
Okay,
right.
So like SEC1, SEC4, like whatever, like okay, you are
right.
Those are things. Okay.
Yeah, so we can go through some sample rule sets for SAP and legacy systems. I bought for CRM. I mean for non-SAP and SAP Finance. We'll just have a walkthrough so that it will be more clear. Okay, here you can see the functions. Okay, so these are various functions like AP payments, process vendor invoices, release blocked invoices, manual check processing, AR payments, cash application, etc. etc. Okay, so these are all functions. Okay. Like AP01, AP payments, all payment related T codes like F-02, F.13, F.0, F-07, FW10, etc. etc. Okay, so coming to risk. So once we define the T code, I mean within the function, again we go to permission sheet. Okay, so there we maintain the values for critical objects. Okay, so in terms of finance postings, the majority of the restriction need to be done at what is this object F_BKPF BUK.
Yeah, the object related to posting.
It's a posting that is fine, but this is specific to company code, like
For which company code? Okay,
UK,
yeah.
we maintain the company code, and there again the values with certain conditions, like from 01 is like create, and 02 is the change. 02 and 01 and 02 makes a makes a risk once it is conflicting with other object. Okay, so similarly F_BKPF KOA. So what is this object for? Yeah, Hari. I believe you are more with finance, right?
Who, me?
Yeah, Hari.
No, I'm not in the finance. I'm just
basically,
but you are supporting for BPC, I believe, right?
Yes. I mean, we don't involve much into finance side. I mean, all the modules we equally cover.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, Riyaz, you are saying something.
It seems it's like a KORT is a field, like a key type of the basically document, like like
perfect. This is the document type.
Yeah.
KO this is accounting document type. Okay, like K is for vendors and A for assets. Okay, and S for GL accounts. So based on that, we'll be restricting. So vendors, again here, the vendor restriction we maintain, that is from value and to with the condition and okay. And similarly, if you go to F_BKPF GSB, what is this object supports in this F-02 T code?
Organization menu GSB.
GSB is?
It seems it's an org value.
No, even this, yes, of course, this is an org value, but there is even an importance to this. Whatever object we define, all are having their own importance, like because the.
Of course, they define the business and thus we get a risk. So yeah.
Enter restriction business area. Yeah. Okay. So we did restriction at company code level, okay, business area level. Yeah.
This is all something came like automatically, right? I mean, like we don't want to go and poke on everything little object, right? You know what I'm saying? Because if you go and doing this, it's going to mess up.
These are all standard. These are all standard objects.
Yeah.
Standard objects which comes by default, but we have to see, we will activate only certain amount of objects. For each and every T code there are n number of authorization objects we have, right? But in terms of GRC permission level restriction, in terms of rule set, yes, we have to go to specific objects, because if you go to the H column, okay, so there are certain objects which are in disabled state and certain objects, only few objects are in enable, I mean in active mode. So this you feel, when you are defining a rule set, then we have to press in these areas. That's
so your status 0 means inactive, status 1 means active. Does that mean like that?
No, it's quite different. 0 is the active and 1 is inactive.
0 is active, 1 is inactive.
Right.
Okay, no, it's a different. Okay. Oh, so now I had a quick word today with the SAP guy who came from India to implement GRC here. They didn't even customize any rule set. It's a standard rule set they are telling. That's it. I was so surprised. And he's telling, no, we shouldn't doing any customizing rule sets. I mean, like anything. This is the standard rule set which we got in SAP. We are going to use the same thing. That's it. And
See, SAP never recommends to customize their product. They always go for a standard process, whatever they have. But in terms of your business, they may go for more customization, right? In that case, there is no chance of we have limited standard scenarios and more customized scenarios. In that case, obviously have to add the customized ZT codes or whatever is in the rule set, right?
You are talking about only ZT codes or other transaction codes also, like right now you can see in the document like F-58, F-54. Are you going and activating for them also, specifically for this one, the standard one? My concern is basically, I totally agree with you, because whatever the business process is different from each company to company, it varies, and we need to make sure whatever they require, we need to activate them only, right? You know what I'm saying? That's what I believe.
But even if you go to standard SAP, there are some certain critical parameters or critical areas where we have to restrict the postings if it is related to posting or if it is related to some maintenance. So there we have to press up. Okay. So yes, of course, business. Business area is a standard, in terms of SAP, and also the company code is a standard functionality. Okay. So but the restriction to either you restrict to vendor or GL code or customer or assets, that depends on your business scenarios. Okay. So modifying the values is with the business. We have to take the call with the business.
Yes, I agree with you. I agree totally, 100% agree with you, Ram. I don't know what this guy is doing here. No?
See, there are certain teams, Riyadh, like if you go and interact with the person who is more with the rule set, because business process expert, a functional expert will define a rule, right? So if we interact with him, yes, definitely he will say that. But if you interact with a guy who is going to implement GRC, he says standard rule sets you have to go, and standard workflow you have to follow, or you have to use the standard functionality, because GRC technical guy is different from functional expert who is going to define the.
Yeah, I agree with you. Totally agree with you. I totally agree with you, Ram. I'm not going anything. I'm not telling anything. Whatever you're telling, absolutely right.
Because here there are various teams, so each and every function, one function.
I know that guy said, no, man, you shouldn't touch those things. You shouldn't do anything. Auditor, the first thing they will ask, do we have any kind of customization of the risk or the rule? Then why we need to answer them first. So let it be same thing and everything. I don't know, man. So I'm not much on the GRC.
No, but your business has to accept. See, if business is agreeing to define a standard rule, then there is no much because see, each and every auditor, what he sees,
they are forcing the business to accept it, man. They are just they are telling okay.
Oh, you mean they are forcibly saying to accept standard as a rule set?
Yeah, they are. Everybody is going. It's not like a forcefully. It's like a politely itself. What I'm trying to say.
No. See, even SAP pressurizes, but if you go to the business people, there are some monarchs. They say like whatever we said, you have to listen. Okay. So if your people are facing that kind of persons, then definitely yes, we have to listen their words, because some will be there. They will have a lot of egoistic, like they feel like they are more with top management, and they say what they say is, even if it is not appropriate, still we have to listen and satisfy them.
Hey, Rama.
I don't know who's satisfying here whom. I don't mind those all things, but the thing is that what is happening here is they are not doing any customization, nothing. It's only things, same standard stuff. That's all. And they are generating the risk based on the rules. I don't know, because I'm not involved on that too much, honestly. But I was just interacted with that SAP guy 2 days back. I was talking to him like casually. It's not an official meeting. He was saying, no, man, we shouldn't do any customization. It's the standard stuff. Then I was just listening. I know whatever telling he is doing the bullshit with me, but I don't want to tell him right away on his mouth, right?
Of course, see, being a consulting, we cannot, we cannot argue with SAP, because they used to, blame us finally, but we have to listen what they say. That is how, but it doesn't work in some cases. Anyway, SAP always recommends to go for standard, use the standard codes or standard system or standard rules. Yes, they recommend always the standard process every time. That's good.
Yes, I agree with you, man. Yeah, go ahead. No.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is how we can define the risks. So mostly we used two functions for SOD risk. Okay. So in one rule set we used 5 functions. We mapped 5 functions to one DMS risk. Okay. DMS business process. We map 5 risks.
Can you show that one?
DMS rule set I actually it's there.
Hold up for 1 second. Okay, hold up for 1 second here.
Yeah.
So this one F001 is the risk ID for GL01 and GL02 combination, right?
Right.
Correct?
Right.
Okay. So you made a risk ID 1 because the GL01 is the one function, GL02 another function, and its standard SAP is medium, but as per business process of our company, it's a high risk. Okay, got it. Same thing as F002
right.
Risk ID, and you combine. Okay, where is here where you combine the 5 functions into the one risk?
No, it's a different rule set actually. This is a finance one which we are going through. Okay.
Okay.
So in DMS we have maintained there is other business process which we have. It is a DMS, document management system. It is one of the module in ECC. Okay. So for DMS business process we map 5 functions to one risk. I'll show in the next session. Actually the document is somewhere I placed.
Ram, like in each function, like how many T codes you included?
That depends, because if you are using standard, mostly standard T codes or any customized relevant to that function, yes, there are certain amount of scenarios which we added even 100 to 120 T codes in one function. That's the max, and the minimum we added like 25 to 30 or 20 or 15. That depends on the function.
Okay. So
but according to the standard SAP, there is no limit like you can add only these many T codes to one function. You can add number of T codes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay. So this is about SAP. Okay, finance ka module, and if you go to non-SAP legacy system, that is for CRM. Yeah. So GRC understands a rule depending on the function, risk, action. Okay. So in legacy systems, you won't find any permissions. Only you find T codes and we map those T codes to function and then function to a risk. Okay. So here the permission is not applicable. Here you won't find anything else. Okay. So this is for all legacy systems. You don't have any permission similar to SAP. So these are the functions which we defined for CRM. This is an Oracle based application. Okay. That is F01, analyze SR and approve SR, create service order, then approve service order, and CRM critical actions and developer actions. So these are the functions which we define. And in terms of codes, see, this we call as responsibilities. Okay. So responsibility includes, it's very quite similar to a role in our SAP. Okay. So that responsibility we made it as an action, that is a transaction code. Okay. And this is the function. CF01 is the function ID and function description. People who raises an SR, okay, service request. Okay. So the T code, this is the action where we got it from CRM application, that is bill adjust, billing adjustment SR. Okay, business process is CRM. Okay, and in terms of function, so we mapped all these functions like bulk SR creation and some toll-free services. So all this we combined and mapped to CF01. Okay. Then again CF02. Raise an SR and again approve an SR. In approving SR, again that key codes like PBE notifications. PB is the, it's a client nomenclature which they followed. I mean company called nomenclature. PB notifications new, PB SR close, etc. etc. Okay, again CF03 creates service order.
Hello? 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 Tom?
Yeah.
We lost him, looks like. Madan? Madan?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, who is this?
Hey, Hari here.
Yeah, Hari.
So I think we lost the connection with Ram, I guess.
Oh, okay, maybe we'll connect back.
So you started accessing a remote desktop as well?
Remote desktop I need to start. I didn't start. Did you try?
I tried, and in my office I could feel it's very slow. I mean, you can also check from your end, and if you feel also slow, then we can check with Madan on that.
You mean it's very slow in your office, from your office if you are accessing, or it's slow even if you access from your home?
I mean, both the sides. I use like a complete LAN, and I mean, still slow. I mean, I could feel. I mean, if you just type a transaction code, it takes 2 to 3 minutes to get started or something kind of. Things are not, I mean, very fast.
Okay. Maybe I will check it up tomorrow, today or tomorrow.
Okay.
If it is really slow, maybe we can tell to Ram to maybe run as Chennai. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, it's possible that maybe because of those, because we are only running now at this moment, like
And service Riyaz?
Yeah. Yes, I am online. Yeah, go ahead, Ram.
Your voice is breaking.
No, I'm here. Go ahead.
Yeah, I believe you there, right? When we are discussing about CRM rule set.
Yes, I am.
You got some idea, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Hari, is it fine?
We are fine. Go ahead and okay.
This is about non-SAP. I given only one sample, that is Oracle CRM. Okay. For legacy systems.
So for Oracle CRM, you made the risk actually, Ram?
Yeah.
So this is for the some legacy system, you mean to say, right?
Right. Yes.
So we are making a rule set for
in
legacy
terms of
system.
Right.
And you use that one like last time you were mentioning there is like a RTA, AD, RSD, something like that.
RTADS, Real-Time Agent Design Studio.
So we need to use that one in order to upload this stuff?
No, what exactly happens in RTADS is, RTADS will have the list of, one connector will get established between RTADS. I should have some, PPT how the flows. I'll show in this next session. I'll find it somehow. Okay. So RTADS, similar, RAR, how do we get RAR, SAP data in RAR? We define a connector, right? So based on the connector, the data, we get the online data. As and when you run a report, we get the online data which fetches from the system. Okay.
That's right.
Okay. So what RTADS does is they establish certain set of adapters or a connectors, anything. Okay. So we define connector from RTADS to that target application.
So in this case, if it is Oracle, it is connected to Oracle.
Target is our Oracle CRM. We define a connector. So entire data through they design some certain programs. Okay. So whenever we do the synchronization, there are certain background jobs which we have to define in RTADS. That is user sync, and again user actions, and again actions. Okay. So there are certain amount of jobs which we have to schedule. Once we schedule the jobs, the entire data will reside in RTADS. Okay. So RTADS is a live. I mean, the live data is in RTADS for legacy systems. Okay. So now RTADS will be linked to RAR. We define, there are various types of connectors in RAR. That is, SAP supports SAP JCO connector and then adaptive RFC. Okay. So apart from this, you can see a connector called web services connector. Connector type should be web service. Okay. So we define that web service or a JDBC connector to RTADS, and again, so that whatever data resides in RTADS will pop up in RAR. Okay. So as and when we run.
Where is this RTADS is sitting actually? Repository. Where is the tables? Everything is not in GRC. For those tables.
Everything is in GRC. See, RTADS. What is GRC? GRC is a component. GRC is basically a retriever stack, right?
Yeah.
So only we are adding on one component makes GRC functionality. It will enable GRC functionality. Okay. Similarly, RTADS is one of the component, okay, which we deploy in GRC. I mean GRC retriever stack. So we get that RTADS ka.
Oh, okay, got you know. Okay. So basically, it's one of the functionality we need to deploy that through Saint or Spam, whatever.
One of the component which we have to deploy in GRC. I mean in retriever stack.
Got you. So that is for legacy systems, right?
Ram, you there?
Yeah, seems it was disconnected. He'll come back maybe in a minute or two.
I think he is thinking that line is fine and we are listening, but from our side it's getting disconnected, and you tell him.
Yeah, maybe sometimes internet problem from there.
Yeah,
Have you read all the last two demos?
Not yet. I mean, he just uploaded yesterday, I think, Madan. So, I mean, I couldn't find a time to do that.
Yeah, even me too. I was just doing some other work. Yeah.
I mean, time just goes like that in traveling only, like go in the morning 8 and come back by 5 and again the session starts on something here and there. Just time goes like that.
No man, I totally agree with you. So have you implemented this already GRC in your company, Hari? What is the status?
No, we have only 5.3. I have completely worked on admin part, complete configuration and all the stuff, and now we are on to IDM. We are implementing IDM now.
Okay, so the IDM is right now is coming and joining integration with 5.3?
It's already been integrated, but we are testing some external applications like digital badging, corporate network.
Ram came back.
Okay. Ram? lost him again.
the so ABAP stack.
Ram, so whatever you might have discussed from last 2 minutes, so we couldn't able to hear because we lost your voice. So
The
Maybe he needs to disconnect and connect back.
yeah, I mean, we should tell him that.
Yeah.
He might
Ram?
be thinking like line is still fine.
No, if you don't listen our voice, then
I mean, if you look at his conversation, so he's continuing with his discussion, so thinking that we are fine.
we can tell him to repeat
Yeah,
that.
we should.
Yeah.
This is a problem with online training. Everything should be perfect.
hello. Actually, if once we start the recording, hello.
Yeah, yes, Ram. Now we can able to hear you.
Ram? I lost him again.
So in your company right now, it's already been go live, IDM? Sorry?
It's already been happened. I mean, we are just doing a quality control to make sure that things are working fine as they expected or requested.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good service. Are you using IDM 7.2?
7.3.
No, it's a new one?
Yeah, it's a new one. Just it went go live on September this month and this year.
Okay. So does it require any VB script or something like that, Mary?
No, nothing in fact. So everything has already been just like a GRC. Everything is available within that IDM itself. So we have to pick out whichever is required for our job or different applications.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So here we are implementing right now GRC IDM. Okay, it's a brand new implementation.
Two different things. You mean GRC 10 and IDM?
That's right. That's right. Both are going together live at the same date. We are still on the development and quality. They are So
I mean, that means like you might have already gone through all the screens and kind of definitions of GRC 10. I mean, business perspective.
I'm not much involved on that one actually, Harry.
Okay.
So there's another guy. He's involved fully because I was taking care of sustainment work.
Oh, okay.
So my work in project is like a 50-50%.
Yeah, I mean going forward, yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, even when going forward, everything will come under our plate, obviously, but that's fine. You know what I'm saying? If they don't want us to rush, we shouldn't be rushing on them. You know what I'm saying?
Who implemented that? Is it a third party from outside or SAP?
No, SAP is implementing.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Generally for identity management, we dependent on Alert Enterprise. They are California-based Indian company.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like Versa?
Yeah, Versa, yeah.
That was their product. Alert Enterprise product.
Mm-hmm. What was the company name, that one?
Alert Enterprise. You know, alert enterprise capabilities.
So they implemented IDM there.
No. They implemented the Vasa was the product of theirs. It was their product before SAP was to take over it.
Okay.
So they have just given it to SAP and they just kind of exchange. They are implementing IDM for my client.
Yeah, so they are the basically right now the implementation partner for IDM.
Right.
So if it is already going to go live now, then maybe possibly there is very less administration in SAP now, right? For you guys?
Yes, right now we are doing a quality control, like checking each and every manually. It is right now stopping at a security stage. Generally, it goes automatical way, auto provisioning, but we are stopping it to make sure that things have already fallen properly and it went to the right role custodians. Once everything is fine, we are doing it manually, but once the product is up to date, then we can make it as automatic.
So it's not going to still go live, you meant to say?
Yes, going one by one. As of today, we included only production systems, not development or consolidation.
Okay. So user provisioning, everything is going to be done automated through HR system now?
Yes.
So whenever there is a changes in org management or anything?
Whatever action HR takes in PA20, PA30, it will trigger a ticket and everything will happen automatically.
So IDM will retrieve the data and bring into identity.
There are intermediate tables in IDM and it will pick up the action, it generates a ticket and it sends to identity management. I would say like more or less GRC only. Except that automatic user provisioning. Whereas in GRC, you have to do at the final stage to make sure that everything is fine, run the risk analysis, then provision it. But in this case, everything is automatic.
Yeah, so now GRC is already connected with IDM, right? So whenever the request comes to IDM, if it's a user provisioning request. Hello?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, Ram, now we are at last finally we can able to hear you. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. See, coming to 5.3 and 10.0, okay, the post-installation steps varies. Okay, here we do entire exercise, the post steps like defining the connectors or...
We are not able to see the screen, Ram.
1 second. Madan, hello?
Madan is online in Skype, I believe. You want to tell anything? I can type anything if you want.
See, actually he should make me as a presenter, then only I can show my desktop because I logged in twice, right? Second time.
Okay, I will tell him please call Ram. Okay, send a message.
Activate the risks, whatever it is, whatever the steps. Okay.
Okay.
So coming to 10.0, okay. So we do entire configuration. Okay, in ABAP based, that is totally using a transaction code called SPRO. Okay, this is the basic T code, where we do customization. Okay. So entire configuration we do in SPRO. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Now we can able to see.
So and
okay.
Okay. So we do configuration in Java stack. In 5.3 in entire URL. We log into URL and we do. Okay. Here we do in ABAP. Okay. In terms of analysis, in terms of end user perspective. Okay. So here again we give the URL to end users by giving some appropriate informer tab or or mitigation tab, to mitigate or to do analysis at end user, business user point of view. Okay.
Yeah.
So coming to 10.0, okay, here we give user access, that is NWBC. Okay, this can be accessed, I mean the analysis part, end user point of view, for creating a request or doing analysis. Okay, so we deploy this NWBC at end user's page. Okay, so they'll have access to this NWBC.
Yeah.
So user level analysis, everything can be done through this access management. You can see access. This is the RAR in terms of 5.3 and 10.0. This is access risk analysis, and here we have these options. Okay, so once we click on this, we get a web-based pages. Okay, where we can perform analysis at user level, role level, etc., etc., which is quite similar to 5.3. Okay.
Okay.
And
so the entire configuration settings, and here the unique thing is we define business process separately in RAR, and again the same business process sub-process separately in ERM, and again in COP. Okay, so we define in 3 different modules, but here in terms of 10.0, once we define business process sub-process, it is applicable to all the modules in access controls. Okay, and again the role owners. Role owners, we define the role approvers and role owners twice. Okay, or risk owners twice in thrice in 5.3. Okay, here we can centrally manage in SPRO. Once we define the role owners or the business process or sub process or attributes, the functional areas or company code, whatever it is applicable to all access control suite. Okay, so that's the major difference between the configuration
Ram, I have a question
5.3
here.
and 10.0.
Ram, I have a question here. So, I mean, by looking at both the screens, let's say like doing a SPRO configuration as well as NWBC, we can say like it's 50-50 and 50% runs on Java stack and 50% on ABAP side?
No, actually we cannot say it is core Java stack, because if you see the WebDin Pro, which is supported by SAP, okay, it's quite similar to Java stack. So once we activate ICF services, yes, we can access through browser, which look and feel will be quite similar to ABAP or Java related applications.
Okay.
Okay. So we can say it's like backend, entire majority of the configuration, 80% of the system will be configured in the backend. Okay, only in the front end, that is 20%, like the reports or the output part or end user point of view, this NWBC helps.
Let's say like Informer tab runs on like Java stack, and configuration, mitigation, all the stuff runs on ABAP side, right? When compared with
correct.
SharePoint.
Yes. Perfect.
Fine. Okay, thanks.
Yeah. So we'll conclude this session, and so tomorrow I'm not sure. So Sunday we'll have a session, for quite longer, so that we can at least start the basic stuff in 10.0, the configuration of, the post installation activities. We'll go through that. Okay, we'll start.
And Ram, one more thing, like when I access a remote desktop on the IDEX system, I could feel that it's a bit slow. So, how you're feeling that? Are you feeling that it's okay?
From my side, I tried to log in because even I am accessing for the first time. I haven't observed much, but the performance is optimal, as you said. It's a slight slow, but not that much. It's manageable. You can see. I'm not sure from your location how is it, but here it's okay.
Can you execute Pro, Ram? Okay. So you need to go there and then go to GRC, right? Okay. And then we'll go to access control, right? Okay, so we'll basically, okay.
Yeah. Here we define, each and every step.
Okay.
Once we do the configuration, then we can access this application through a WPC from end user point of view.
Sure.
Okay, fine, yeah.
Fine.
Also, we can go one by one.
Right. We will go in detail because
Yeah.
as you said, you're very new to 10.0, so it's better we go step by step.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, Ram, so thank you so much, man, for the session. I really appreciate you. If you have any material which we supposed to read, Ram, please share that too with Madan, so that at least he can send it to us right away.
Fine.
If you feel that will be helpful for us, like a screenshot or whatever you feel like,
see, in terms of my things, Madan, see, standard documents are there in Google, we can get it. Okay, but I don't, feel those are those standard documents helps us to understand in a short term and all. So that's the reason I used to prepare certain PPTs, whatever, because we are going in more with the exact stuff, not the scratch. I mean the scrap, right?
Yeah.
So only limited stuff. Whatever we are discussing, I'll prepare some kind of Word document or PPT so that you can have a reference as and when you need.
Sure.
That's what I feel, because as you said, even I gone through certain amount of standard documents, but we don't feel comfort to read because we don't get time. What do you say? We cannot read 100 or 120 pages and then again we cannot probably, that is according to my things, but I am not sure about you. But I really feel bored of going through huge document and all.
Yeah, maybe you can have a word with Madan if we have something.
Yeah, Hari.
Ram, what I can say is that anyway we have to, even though in real time we have to go through the post installation document, right? So I mean, I know is it useful if you go ahead and just read few steps of post document, before we go for the next session, so that
that is better. You can get the post installation guide from SMT. You can download them and go through it. I believe you guys are having S user ID, right, to get those documents. Okay, just go ahead now with that standard document. So
why? Because in future, if any assignment comes to go ahead and do some kind of configuration, we have to go through that document. There is no way else.
Yes, of course. There is no other way. We have to follow the standard document, and then we have to follow execute the scenarios.
Yeah.
And Ram, when do you want to take on Sunday? What time?
Sunday same. Sunday, 6:30 IST.
Okay, 6:30 IST, perfect. So maybe we can take some longer session.
Fine. So just give me some time today, because I may go, not sure, but if I'm going, so we'll have session on Monday. What do you say? If I'm not available, mostly I'll be there, but in case of any emergency, I may go out of station. So in that case, I'm saying.
Sure,
So Monday morning will be your Sunday evening. So we'll have more hours, like some 1.5 to 2 hours. if we are missing the session during this weekend.
Sure. So you let us know. So as of now, we think the class is on Sunday of your time. But if you are going out for anything, you just either drop an email.
If there is anything change, yes, I'll inform to Madan so that he can inform you in advance instead of informing at the last moment.
Yeah, that's fine now.
You can inform to Madan and he will inform us right away. Yeah, makes sense.
Sure.
Okay. Thanks so much, Ram. Thank you, man.
Okay, you're most welcome. And have a great evening and good night, Hari and Riyaz.
Thanks.
Yeah, have a nice weekend.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah, thanks. Bye-bye.